So wild luck or strategic pattern. So Kobe Bryant used to get up 4 a.m. for gym sessions so he could get an extra workout in, basically.
But he was also extremely obsessed. I recently watched this interview with Reggie Miller. That he was talking about how when Kobe came in to the league, he was kind of like mentor him. They were like mentor Kobe, and how Kobe studied everything. And he started asking him questions about like Michael Jordan. He's like, what does he do? What is he this? What is he that?
Yeah.
And he was like literally obsessing over all of these details. And then like he'd ask Reggie Miller like, yo, how did you do that? And then like literally he ended up using the things that he taught him against him.
Yeah.
To beat him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he was like, damn, like
what a competitor.
That is what is called I believe, when you're doing something that is competitive, if you want to become a champion at it, whether it's an individual sport or a team sport, you have to make it a healthy obsession.
Yeah. Lots of people that obsess like that lose all the other aspects of life as well. Mm-hmm. So it's definitely a decision. It has to be
balanced. Healthy obsession.
Healthy obsession. Yeah, yeah, that's the key word there.
Key word, yes.
How about something like Ray Lewis hyping his team into action? Like that guy he just get all pumped up.
He had that energy and that juice.
Yeah.
And he knew people. Some people, it's like that, you know.
They'll respond, and it elevates his whole team up, and then they could go out and, you know, crush the game.
He's a motivator for sure.
Yeah. One that I really like, he's like a hometown kid close to where we grew up, is Marshawn Lynch.
That's bruh.
Bruh?
Bruh is off the chain. Bruh is for real. He's so authentic as a human.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, that's what you see is what you get. That's bruh. Like, he ain't faking for nobody. He ain't out here trying to alter nothing for no look on nothing. It's just, no, that's Marshawn Lynch, bro.
Yeah, he's being himself.
And he's solid. He's a solid dude, man.
Yep.
A solid human being. Does a lot in and for his community, bro. Come on, man. That guy's golden.
Yeah. Yeah, he's really is. How about like redemption stories? You know? Allen Iverson went from authenticity, and he's so authentically himself when he went through the whole practice thing and he was getting hated on.
Bro, no. I was last night I was watching this Yao Ming interview, bro. It wasn't an interview. He was like on stage. It was like something they were doing. Allen Iverson was sitting there in the crowd, and he was like, Yao was like, yeah, I knew when they asked me to come up here to speak, I knew it was a mistake, right? And everybody started laughing. He's like, yeah. He's like, I really believe that the person that should be up here is the great Allen Iverson. You feel me? People start clapping. Yeah. He's like, but the reason I knew that is because I know I needed a lot more practice than he did. Yeah, and everybody died in the crowd.
That's a good one.
Yeah, AI was that dude though, man. He just was like on an extraterrestrial level, like not understanding though. Allen, they just wanted you to practice with your team. Like nobody said you needed it. Yeah. Hey, right? Hey, AI was like awesome. Like, bro, do you know how raw I am, bro? Like, bro, that we know how raw you are, but we just want everybody else to be raw with you, bro. Yeah, like, you gotta like gel with your team, bro. You can't be out here snapping on everybody like you at Rucker Park by yourself. Allen passed the ball, bud. Practice.
He must have said practice.
That
like
fool. So you
times.
sitting up here talking about practice. Y'all watch that. I'll watch that 20 more times. So.
Oh, that's one of the greatest clips in history. And it goes opposite of like, you know, the pattern, the doing all the right things.
Yeah.
Him being counter, being like, you're saying I need.
Like, do you not see what I'm doing out here?
Dude, you see?
AI was that dude, man. He really was though. He was that, and the thing is, he was that dope.
Yeah,
he really was, bro. Like they couldn't touch AI, bro.
I mean, he was also at the time where it was pretty incredible. You know, never will we have time like that again. You know,
the level of the guards at that time.
Yeah,
was
Clyde
crazy.
Drexler, Tim Hardaway.
No.
All these
Remember,
people.
this is around the time a little after that when
John Stockton,
when Rafer Alston came into the league.
Oh yeah,
right. For y'all that don't know who that was, right? We knew him first as
Anthony Hardaway.
We knew him first as Hot Sauce.
Oh yeah,
and one.
Yeah, but he never really went off in the.
Nah, he didn't go off in the league, but he
was just. He was
from somebody to be raw enough to go from the streets to the league. That's who he was, though. He was raw on the streets. He was killing. Bro,
he was so funny, breaking ankles. Do we label hard work as luck because we don't witness the grind? So all these people,
I can't discredit nobody's anything, bro. Like that's what I'm trying to say. Like.
But when
do you ever look at somebody that has something and be like, damn, he's probably just got lucky? Only like, all right, I digress.
Here it comes.
I digress. There are some people that are not meant to be kings,
but are.
And they just have extreme fortune. They're very fortunate. Like, God wanted something different for them in life. There's a guy that you and I were entertaining a business deal with who has a company that's a fairly well-known company all over the world. And he made a decision to acquire this company, however he acquired it. And he's not successful with it right now because he's not willing to do the hard work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if he's sitting down waiting for the luck to come for anything other than what's happening to happen, he's just going to be sitting and waiting.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people out there in the world that are in a very similar situation. And I don't know, man. I don't think it's damn luck, man.
You know, talking on this stuff on luck, and it makes me think of my buddy Steven Partida. You know, Partida man.
Shout out Steven.
You know, he's been through all kinds of things in his life. Like those who don't know Steven's in a wheelchair. He has cerebral palsy. And he was in an accident where he got all messed up, like a car accident. This was after, you know, and he speaks of it as like he saw the light, you know, but other people, I forget who it was in his family or one event that I was at, they said, oh man, yeah, he's lucky to be alive. And so when you hear lucky to be alive, it's the same feeling that you get, like.
Now you ready for this one?
Yeah.
It wasn't your turn.
Yeah, that's what
It wasn't your turn.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. Or your turn for something else has not yet come.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's all I believe in divine timing for sure. You know, I don't think anything happens. You know, nothing comes before its time. I firmly believe in that.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, you might be doing the grind, doing all the work, and like you get to the door and it just didn't happen for whatever reason. It's like, just keep going.
Yeah.
Your turn's coming.
Keep trucking along.
Yeah, bro.
Keep trucking along.
Yeah.
So are synchronicities real? Like how, you know, everything's synchronistic and, you know, in my mind. It's like everything kind of works together.
I believe everything has definitely everything has a tie-in some way, shape, or form. You know, it's not always understood what it is, the function. Damn. Eddie Lepp. Eddie Lepp, bro, said, mosquitoes, I fucking hate them. But if they weren't here, I'm sure there's some specific birds that wouldn't have anything to eat. You know? And I was just like, damn. And that's how I believe in life. Everything is like not to be understood by us because we're this big, dude. In terms of the grand scheme of things, we're not so significant. We are so small. I have this big philosophy that we're like cells. Like, if God was a person that's vast, huge, all of the people and all of the life forms, it's all small cells that serve a function within this body.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Some is healthy cells, some is not. But there's a balance between them all. That's why there's not all healthy cells. What will happen in the human body if there's only one type of cell?
It wouldn't function.
Right, you get sick. It's the same for us. So, yeah, I do believe in synchronicity for certain. You know what I mean?
So how about like ancestors and the history? How does it affect your outcomes?
That might
topic.
Yeah, that might depend on who you are.
Yeah.
And not only what your ancestral people's roles were, but moving forward, how you live, you know, meaning one ancestral line of one person might be some really good people and one side might be some really bad people. What do? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I believe definitely I've seen there's someone that's very near and dear to me that is a medicine person, that one of her main things that she deals with is clearing ancestral lines, clearing ancestral trauma.
That seems like a really important
because thing. A lot of people don't know that there's some things that you were born with. Some people, they get upset. Some people, they get depressed and like really haven't been through anything in life, have great life, but still have depression, still have certain issues and don't understand why they feel this way because it's born with this. This is ancestral trauma. There's stuff that's sitting with you spiritually that you need to face and deal with, you know?
And she helps these people.
She does this through
figure out what it is.
She does this through ceremony, yes. Damn. She does breath ceremony as well as peyote ceremonies as well. Yeah, she's phenomenal.
It's pretty interesting, man.
Shout out Linda. I love you. Yeah.